We fixing to make this town real smoking.
So the patch notes are finally here, but as you can see here, the game is under maintenance, so I cannot go online. And I will make a follow-up video to this because basically we think that Tekken 8 is adding loot boxes to the game, and that is horrible if they are. But we cannot confirm it until basically the servers go back online and we have access to the shop. So I'm going to make a follow-up video once the servers go online and discuss whether or not they are adding loot boxes. I wanted to say that at the start of the video because it's a big thing and we can't confirm it yet or deny it, but we're gonna save that discussion. I'll make a follow-up video, subscribe to the channel, we'll dive deep into that discussion and talk about what Bandai Namco is doing. But first, for this video, let's hold our horses and just talk about this update. Now, the update contents for this update is some new shop items. Now, thank you to Tekken Warehouse for doing the research and digging into the games. We can see what those items are, and I must say these items look fire. I was critiquing Tekken 8, very heavily for adding skins, reusing animations, reusing like a lot of trash, right? Give us some original fire. Now, this set of skins look fire. Now, I'm still not gonna buy it because personally I don't buy skins in video games unless it's something really amazing, but I like that they're constantly stepping it up. And it's beautiful to see, I'll say that, right? The next thing is feature improvements and bug fixes, and then also properties and or behaviors for select moves of select characters were adjusted. We'll talk about that in a second. Now, also going back to the item shop, once again we don't know whether or not this incorporates loot boxes. The wording here is very loose. Even when it says updated details, you can see new items added to the Tekken shop, a new costume pack, whatever that word is, pack, and the wildfire pack will be available for each playable character. Now, we do not know just yet if this includes Leo or the Bears, because usually when they add something to the Tekken 8 store, those characters are left out, and even sometimes Yoshimitsu and or King, depending on what kind of headpiece it is, because Yoshimitsu doesn't show his face, and then neither does King. So if it's something that can conflict with that, they don't have access to it. Now, in the features, improvements, and bug fixes section, added Tekken Ball replays under online replay. This is actually pretty big because you can access Tekken Ball in the Tekken Lounge, but you couldn't see your replays to it and you couldn't see like anything to it. So basically they're now incorporating, as it says here, Tekken Ball into the replays, and I'm guessing like punishment training and like all of that stuff, right? You can go back, spectate your matches, and actually play through your Tekken Ball matches. Replays can now be viewed for online matches of Tekken Ball, played in beach area of the Tekken Lounge. So that's incredible. Tekken Ball replays can be accessed from online replays. Everyone comment down below if you still play Tekken Ball. Tekken Ball was celebrated a lot before Tekken 8 came out, when it was first announced. But now that it's here, it seems like no one plays it except for me. There's one Japanese guy who plays it all the time, and then that's it. I think they should allow you to play it and access it from the main menu. Maybe more people would try it. Maybe they should give Tekken Ball a ranked mode. Then we'll have all the streamers in there doing perfect electrics on that Tekken Ball, right? Okay, but let's continue. Now, this is when we talk about the actual patch notes. Now, me personally, bro, I am not expecting much of anything. If you saw the video that I made the other day where I was talking about Heihachi's trailer is coming, yes, his trailer's coming, Harada confirmed it, go back and watch that video. But also in that video I was talking about how their plan for the future updates and how it's not really much. They don't want to do a major balance change during the home stretch of the Tekken World Tour. So, okay, but here, regarding battle balance adjustments in 1.07, as with the previous update, no balance adjustments were made, focusing instead on stabilizing behaviors and bug fixes. So no characters are being buffed or nerfed. In the next update, 1.08, in addition to bug fixes, small scale balance adjustment such as damage reduction for some characters like Dragunov and Nina are planned. So Rage Art, a fix was applied to correct the issue where the animation would become abnormal when Rage Arts were activated simultaneously with stage gimmicks. Another Rage Art issue for Rage Arts, following characters adjustments were made to mitigate the phenomenon where the character position would shift, the attack would whiff when activated near the wall. So this is basically collision detection at the wall. For Rage Arts, the following characters adjustments have been made to the size and proportion of the attack and hitboxes. Okay, so they fixed the tracking on it and they're reducing the occurrence of whiff. So basically they're just trying to make Rage Arts connect more. And in my opinion, bro, I kind of don't like that so much, because in Tekken 7, you were able to hit the rage art. It had the power crush property, you were able to block, but then also the rage arts weren't this like god tool that can hit you no matter what. In Tekken 8, you do a rage art and there's no escaping it. The hitbox is so big and that thing will come at you, and if you're not blocking, you're dead. If Eric said at the start of Tekken 8, in what fighting game can you not punish a super with a super? How can you not punish rage arts with a rage art? That's crazy. And while we're on the topic of all of this rage art talk, I don't know if you guys follow me on Twitter or not, but on Twitter I posted how a tournament in India banned rage arts from being used in tournaments. Heat burst. The tracking compatibility when absorbing the opponent attack has been enhanced, alleviating issues whiffing in certain situations. So basically, if you do a heat burst and then the opponent hits you, it may cause some weird situation where it whiffs. Now that's not going to happen. The heat burst has more tracking to prevent that. The slow motion effect during heat dash activation has been fixed to ensure it always triggers regardless of, so they're basically just making these things more consistent. Behaviors. Attack that inflict damage for which it converts to recoverable gauge and cannot KO. The issue where damage was reduced to 0 when countered by the opponent's power crush has been fixed. A lot of these things are so character specific, and I don't even know if the Jack 8, Victor, or Feng Wei players even know what this is referring to. Tornado. When performing a rage art after hitting your opponent with a tornado-inducing move near the wall, adjusted the collision detection between the wall and the character to reduce the likelihood of slipping through the opponent and the move whiffing. Wake up, cross chop. This, I feel like when you're standing up off the ground in Tekken 8, it's so deadly. You have that move that can flip you over. Like Tekken 8, getting up off the ground is disgusting, and I think that's largely why Yoshimitsu is so powerful, because the whole system of getting up off the ground is so disadvantageous for the person who's on the ground. They should fix that, and let's see if this is something that's doing it, because a wake up cross chop, yikes. When rolling by performing by opponent's feet while down and facing, so hold forward to get up. The opponent blocked during forward roll 3+4. The opponent behavior has been changed. This adjustment was made to fix an issue where the opponent, if not performing any actions, would be treated as an airborne state, causing the throw move to miss. What is that? What is this? The stuff that I'm seeing on Twitter is never addressed on these patch notes, and I'm just wondering, where is this stuff coming from? You have a bunch of special style stuff. I'm not going to read that because I don't even think people care about that. You have some stage issues here where they fix an issue where the stage transition would not occur correctly during the stage transition animation. Fixed an issue where the rendering walls that can be broken by the balcony was not done correctly, and then fix an issue where the screen could be obscured by effects during a hard wall break, reducing visibility. For characters, you have Azazina. Behavior, so this is a buff and a nerf. Behavior on side hits and back has been modified. We'll have to see what that looks like in the game. That's for a 444. For Brian's 443, it is now possible to defend against the reversal move. This correction was made because despite him not being maximum hold move, it couldn't be defended against with a reversal move. Nee is going to be on Twitter like, this is unacceptable. Okay, let's see what Dragunov got a buff and a nerf with this change. 444, behavior on side hit and back has been modified. So the same thing for, okay, so they did this for a couple of characters, because I'm looking at Eddie and Eddie has the same thing. So we'll have to look on Twitter to see, you know, because I'm pretty sure all the Twitter lab monsters are going to be looking up and down at what this actually affects. So expect another, like I said, when I talk about frame date, or when I talk about the potential loot boxes, I'll probably also address all of these things that have more visuals and whatnot. Also for Feng Wei, they expanded the hurt box, alleviating situations where certain attacks would whiff. So this is for his down 2, and this is for his back, down back 1+2, 2. For Harang, they got a couple of changes here, while also in Flamingo's stance left and right. The phenomenon where the opponent could unnaturally quick crouch to evade the subsequent high attack after landing the second hit has been corrected. For his back 4, expanded the hitbox downward to reduce the occurrence of whiffing for certain moves. Okay. For his up back 3, fixed an issue where the attack startup frames would change after a specific command input was entered. Improved tracking performance. The change primarily aims to mitigate the phenomenon of missing attacks during combos. Okay. For Jack 8's down forward 4, they adjusted the distance to the opponent on counter hit to stabilize the follow-up attack. Okay. For Kazuya, shout out to the Kazuya mains. Hopefully you guys are happy with your character. For 3-4, The floor break will now only occur on the final hit of the move. So I guess that's a buff because it sounds like you're able to get off both hits and then break the floor. For his down back 1, 2, the tracking capability of the second hit has been enhanced when landing in the first hit, mitigating the occurrence of whiffing midway through. So for his forward, down forward 1+2, you would get an issue where it would activate the rage art. No longer that happens. Now you just, you actually get the move and the misstep and win God Fist. So once again, celebrate. For King, this is a nerf. For its up forward 3-4, the hurt box has expanded downwards to alleviate issues where the certain low attacks would whiff. So it no longer crushes lows. For its 4-4-2, behavior on side hits and back hits are now modified, so the same thing that they did for everyone else. Kuma and Panda. Forward 2, the hitbox around the main body has been expanded to alleviate issues within a close range. Okay, up forward 4, fix an issue where up forward 4 could be countered with a reversal attack inputting. Okay, Lars, dynamic entry 4. The damage output during dynamic entry down 4 was inconsistent with expectations, so the damage was adjusted from 10 to 14. Damage buff for Lars. Leo, a character who I think is underrated. She got a buff. The tracking, okay, so they adjusted her tracking, adjusted the behavior of the opponent when the second hit connects in the air to prevent the third hit from passing under. Okay, made her combo more consistent and enhanced the tracking. That's big. For Lydia's forward 1+2 and 3 1+2. Fix an issue where the distance between characters will become unnaturally large on side hits and back hits. Okay, so the only buff here for Lydia is during horse stance 3. And they expanded the hitbox downwards to reduce the occurrence of whiffing for certain moves. So they made the window of contact bigger. Raven, he has one buff, that's while rising 1+2, expanded the hitbox downwards to reduce the occurrence of whiffing. And then they also made his during soul zone, which is just holding down, relax the input window of hold down to make it easier to execute. For Steve Fox back 1, they modified the behavior so that the hit trade animation occurs even when the opponent attack has lower damage when trading hits. Although the hit trade animation typically does not occur for trades between low damage attacks, the change was made considering the importance of the follow-up attack on counter hit for a specific move. For Yoshimitsu, there's one change and it's not a buff and it's not a nerf, it's just neutral. For his King Cha 2 1+2, they adjusted the opponent's behavior face forward when the opponent's hit from a side, modified the opponent's behavior when hit from the back. That's this whole update. Like I said, subscribe to the channel. I'll make a follow-up video talking about loot boxes if they are in fact added to the game and everything else.